So I asked my friend at Peppermint Box Games if he would want to do a game jam together. He agreed, and we chose to do the Godot Wild Jam number 87. The theme was decay, and on the first day of the jam, I had worked till pretty late in the day. But when I got off, we started to talk about what game we would want to make. I had took a quick peek at the theme during my lunch break, and came up with an idea for a puzzle platformer, where every level you in the world would start to decay, and you're trying to escape it. But my friend didn't want to make a platformer, which is understandable, so he gave an idea about a city builder that was also a roguelike, because one of the wild cards in the jam was to mix two genres together. And it sounded like a cool idea, so I agreed, and decided to get some sleep and start in the morning. Day 2, I started making the pixel art. The first thing I made was this enemy. It's very simple. The walking animation was done by my friend, because mine just wasn't good enough. I also made this rifle to shoot the enemy with. The next thing I made was just awful. I'm so glad I didn't just call this good enough, because I think we would have lost in the art rating just for this. My next piece is a lot better, and that is the main character, but he just didn't look right. Then I thought a hat would look pretty slick on this fine fellow. So that's what I did, and I think I made the right call. And I also made a few more enemies. First, there are these two slug-like things, and one of them has teeth, this flying thing with tentacles, and this big dude. Also, before the day ended, I made this updated map. Even though it's just gray and black, it looks 100 times better than the last one. On day 3, I was watching some horror story videos, so I made this tall, skinny guy with a scary face. Day 4, I started by making a variant of the first enemy. Next, I worked on adding some weapon variety to the game by making a shotgun and an SMG. For this enemy, I wanted to shoot projectiles, and I was playing a lot of Brotato at the time, so I thought it should be a flying enemy. Speaking of Brotato, I took some inspiration from their map, and this is the final version of the base map. I was playing the game, and I saw when the enemies would spawn in, they would just pop up and kill you. So I made a spawning animation so you can see where they'll spawn. Day 5 was my most productive day in the jam. First, I made this boss, which sadly didn't make it into the game. When playing the game, I really hated the normal mouse cursor, so I made a custom crosshair. After playing the game some more, I thought it needs some melee weapons. So I made a sword, but when trying to make a slashing effect, it all just looked bad. So I suggested to use it as a stabbing weapon instead, which was a mistake on my part. I also realized there was no way to heal, so I took it upon myself to make a heart the big guys from earlier could drop, so you could pick it up and heal yourself. We also had an idea for a one-hit shield, so I made the character glow blue when you have the shield. Moving on, we wanted to add a lifesteal. With that in mind, I made this heart with a sword through it. This one came out very well. The next one is just a very simple ring that will pulse energy. More on that later. Now another weapon that didn't see the light of day is the sniper, and that is the last weapon. The next one, I need to make something for an item that let you shoot through more enemies. So I made this blue arrowhead. It could have been better. I don't know where the idea for a drone came from, but this is a very simple drone. We knew we wanted a shop in the game, so I made this door that opens into the map to the shop. I also drew the shopkeeper and the shop. And the last one for day 5 is this little spire enemy. It's an all-around pretty good enemy. On day 6, I'm not sure what I was doing with this one, but I was asked if I could make a decaying wall, and I made this. What even is this? So he sent me more what he was looking for, and I just rotated it around, put two together, and made some corners, and put it all in a tile set. I also made 2 more items. This laser ring, which at one point was very broken in the game, and then this shield. And around this time is when we started fixing up the UI and main menu. Day 7, we had some ideas for elemental items, so I made a simple flame and an ice crystal, which are okay. I could have spent a little more time on them. And I made this pulse effect for the ring from earlier, which again I could have spent some more time on it. Now for my favorite day, day 8. I thought we needed one more elemental effect, and lightning seemed cool, so I looked up some reference art. And I don't know how I came up with this, but I made a rock with lightning around it, but in my opinion it looks pretty good. And for my second to favorite is the lightning bolt animation. I spent almost an hour on it. I'm glad I did because it's one of the best pieces I've made, and I'm proud of it. But my most favorite piece I drew was this lamp. With the flies I made to fly around it makes it look even better. I will say now I could have improved it some more, but at the time it was a masterpiece. And the last day I could work on the game is day 9. This day I didn't make anything new. I just fixed up everything that I thought could be improved, and that's all I did for the game jam. You might be asking, why don't you show us all the in-engine stuff? My answer to that is, I never did anything in Godot for the jam. I was gonna ask, but I just didn't want to ruin anything. And also, he didn't know I knew how to use Godot, so I just threw all the art at him and called it a day. I think if I did help out with the art in the engine, we probably could have made the game even better. We talked about this the last day, and we decided if we do another game jam that we would. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching the video. I'll talk to you guys later. Cheers.